Hey everybody, it's your friend CaliAir, and this is the Picking a Daisy show. Actually, it's the A.I.R. show and the Picking a Daisy show. I want to thank, every day there's more and more people subscribing to the channel on YouTube and visiting the website pickingadaisy.com, and I really want to thank you guys. This has really been a labor of love, and it's really cool to have you guys aboard and joining me in this really cool hobby, shall we say, of collecting antique BB guns, essentially daisies, right? Right now I'm traveling, and I'll be traveling for a while throughout the Sierra Nevadas. I'm in the desert right now, and if you are interested, capable, or would like to contribute to my travel fund, you can do so by just going to paypal.me/SifuZ. That's spelled capital S, lowercase I-F-U, capital Z. Again, that's paypal.me/SifuZ. Any amount you contribute will help, and let me know where you are. If I'm in your area, I'd love to stop by. Maybe we can shoot some daisies together. I have something, I travel with daisies, and I have something sort of fun for you. I have it in this here red case. It's going to become very familiar. I have all of my guns pretty much are in these red little daisy carrying cases. Before I show you what's in here, let me show you this. This is some pre-1934 BB shot, a whole bag full of it. And we don't shoot these too liberally, but that's going to tip off what I have now, doesn't it? I definitely have something that's pre-1934 or 1934 or earlier, or else I wouldn't be shooting my precious ancient lead BBs. I'm going to put these down here so I can show you what I have. Now, last time I showed you what may or may not be the original buck. It could be the 102, 1936, 1937, 102. It could be. I don't think it is. But we're going to go and visit that later. The nice thing about the buck, they're made even today. They're great shooters, by the way, and one of my favorite shooters. But they're also small, so if you're traveling, nice, small, easy to carry. And for me, small means I can carry a bunch more. Here it is. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the number 17. It's the Markham King number 17. It emulates in many ways the original Daisy, which is the 1888, the wooden variety, the way that it's set up. Now, this was manufactured originally, the number 17 refers to 1917, and it was made all the way out to 1934. This particular model I purchased from Baker, Ed Baker. I'm sorry if I'm getting the name incorrect here, but Baker Air Guns. There's two of them, by the way. This is the guy that just works with the Daisies and the Kings like myself. Well, actually, I deal with a few other air guns as well. But I really do love the Daisies, and this is sort of kind of pre-Daisy in a way. I'm not going to go into the Daisy story today, But this, I believe, was supposed to be somewhere around 1919, perhaps, maybe somewhere around there. It could be even the like 1922, 1920s era. The reason I say that is because the advertising for the number 17 seemed to be pretty prolific during the 1920s. So, which stands to reason if they started manufacturing it in 1917, that a few years later they would have drummed up the advertising for this. Now, what's really interesting about this, well, first, I think it's kind of like the Quackenbush. I might be wrong there, but really what's interesting about this, like the early Quackenbush, they could take multiple forms of ammunition. This could take BB, pellet, or dart. It's a break barrel, and it's a single shot, which you load here. Now I'm going to go ahead and get special BBs here. Now I also we'll be doing another video. I've got some other rifles with me, so we'll certainly be doing some more videos in the near future. And I got a request to do a video on the 102, so I just happen to have an original 102 with me, so I think I might be doing that next week. I also have some other really mind-blowing springers, let's call them. The spring on you. All right, let's see. We're out at 10 yards. I'm going to hit that milk jug with any luck. At 10 yards, let's see how we do. Ooh. Now this is all original shooting. Didn't practice for this. I did make sure it was working all right though. So far. It's hard to tell if I'm going too low or too high. Sort of reminds me of the old break barrel shotguns. Unfortunately, I don't have a shotgun vest here, or else I wouldn't have to go out of camera view every time I pick one of these up to load it. Now, it's interesting. This has a little catchment that catches the BB in case it tries to fall out as you're loading it. So if you hold it right, it will get caught onto this little ledge. I don't know if you can see that, but it's just a little ledge right there. Man, this is this is kind of embarrassing, but you know what? You gotta show the losses, right? You can't always show your best shots. And we really don't know if this is shooting very well out at 10 yards. Apparently not, or at least I'm not shooting it very well out at 10 yards. There we go. I figured out what the problem was. I had to just put point of aim right on target. So it shoots just fine out at 10 yards. So I'm going to let this vehicle go by because I don't want to excite anybody with what I'm doing. Although I am in an area that's quite open to shooting firearms and the like. It's BLM land. So, and of course, you can see we have a wonderful backstop. Now, because we have a BB gun and it's very low power, and we're talking, what, maybe 200 feet per second, I think most of you can throw something harder than that, right? But it works really nicely for 10 meter, as you can see, and as I'm going to prove once again, and hopefully it is just a matter of shooting right point of aim. Now, here's another element that I just thought of. These BBs are made of lead, and they're not perfectly round. So some may be more round than others. In fact, I can see some imperfections, just visually see the imperfections. Which means they're not going to fly as true as the modern BBs. But again, you don't want to shoot modern metal BBs out of this because of the brass barrel. Steel is harder than brass, and so it would really mar and damage the barrel. Of course, we really don't know exactly how well maintained this barrel is, but from the way it shoots, I have a sneaky suspicion that it's been kept in pretty good shape, meaning that whoever had it prior to me was probably using the lead shot. Yes. Yes, I could tell even that kind of flew a little more left than what I was aiming at, but not by much, of course, because it still hit its target. Now, I have a milk jug that I'm repurposing, and I put some rocks in the milk jug so it wouldn't fall off of my stand there. Yeah, so probably with a little Kentucky windage, you could probably hit out at 20 yards. If you want to get really creative, maybe 50 yards, but this is definitely more of the close range plinker. 10 yards for pistol is, of course, perfect range, or reasonable range, let's say, for shooting pistol. This is somewhat of a shorter barreled rifle. You could kind of look at it as a long barreled pistol if you want. But still, it's a good, reasonable range. Again, we're shooting BBs at a very low velocity, so our backstop isn't as critical. Now, we're always going to make sure we use a backstop, just on general purpose. All right, this is the last shot. That is, as long as I don't miss, is the last shot. This is the Markham King. Just shown here is the King. Let me see what it says here. Yes, it says King number 17. The Markham Air Rifle Company, Plymouth. It's kind of hard to read. A lot of these are very difficult to read, but it's definitely legible. In fact, maybe you can see it there if I get in close enough. All right, here we go. The number 17 King hitting out at 10 yards. Thanks for visiting, and be sure to stop by again for the next video, which should be coming out relatively soon. And again, if you want to contribute to the show and the travels here, go to paypal.me/SifuZ. Capital SIFU capital Z. SifuZ. CaliAir, I'll see you next time. Let's see if this hits. Can we get a threefer? Yeah. All right, I'll see you next time.